Absolutely.
So we are going to go into this game number 2 of the best of 3 between Easy Pugna and Team Lutefisk. So let's go and introduce our heroes real quick. Here on the dire side for Easy Pugna is going to be Sinichi playing the Centaur Warrunner. We've got a Dream Sin Juggernaut. Maxie's playing the Necrophos. Hectario playing the Puck. And finally Moo will be playing the Witch Doctor. And they're all grouped up here. Probably could go for a smoke. It's on the Necrophos right now. And meanwhile, on the Radiant side, we've got no Chrono for the Night Stalker on Team Lutefisk. We've got Zapped playing the Slark. Disruptor handled by Cavering. We've got a Haggis in the mid lane for the Razor. And finally, Tungler once again returns to the off lane as Tidehunter. And the cast is going to go out onto no Chrono. Are they able to turn this at all? They basically do not have the Sun turn in front, and they really need this in order to catch up to the Night Stalker, who is already a pretty tanky hero. So one slice from Dream Sin, and that is going to be the end of that foray into the Radiant side jungle.
I'm gonna have to restart my game. For some reason, I do not see any heroes on the map, and all I see is, and I can't move my mouse. So I'm gonna restart the game here real quick.
That is generally not a good thing. So we are going to get a couple of runes out. I believe Makesy, yeah, he is going to be playing a support Necro. A little bit disappointing. I would have liked to see something, you know, out of the box. Just kind of making them do the mind game thing. But we're not going to have that, and we're going to just go into the game here. And Puck versus Haggis, like we talked about. Razor actually goes for the Plasma Field first. I really don't agree with this at all. It's pretty easy to get the static link on the Puck. I mean, especially looking at the positioning. And now Hectaria kind of knows that he can be a little bit more free. Tungweir is going to see Makesy inside the jungle. He's just going to sit there, hitting him with the anchor. Here's going to be the spin. Tungweir cuts through the trees a little bit and doesn't get hit by too much of the spin. Makesy going to block Juggernaut inside the trees. And I believe that's going to be the end of it. Tungweir manages to stay alive at bottom, going for the level 1 into Kraken Shell once again. Yeah, inside, like for the mid lane Razor, I would like to see him go for the static link first, because even a couple of damage stolen by, like say it's even 7, if you get 7 damage from the first static link, that gives you a 14 damage last hit advantage over the Puck. And like he's already at 17, and that was a very simple static link. So he's going to have a really good advantage in the mid lane. It makes all the sense to go for the static link first on Razor.
Unless for some reason he still can't last hit, which we saw there a second ago.
That's a bit unfortunate, but it does make it a lot harder for the Puck. Like Puck's currently, was sitting 17 damage less. I guess that was 43 damage on a mid laner. That makes things a lot more difficult for you.
Yeah. This Tidehunter, this is when the Tidehunter has to go to. They're tri-laning. They get a lot of damage out between the Necro and the Witch Doctor. This Tide's not going to get much. He's sitting at level 2. Jug is free farming. He needs to go and take the jungle creeps. He's not going to get anything from the lane. Just having him there, he's going to get a couple of levels, but he needs, mana boots, mech, or blink in order to bring somebody in the fight besides his Ravage.
Well, he does have
he's like out of XP range right now.
Yeah, he's just picked up the Iron Town, so he's gotten to level 2. He's going to have some pretty good tools to go into the jungle and start farming. So I think he is going to make that rotation fairly soon.
Okay, yeah, hopefully. He's got to do something.
Well, since he's just used the Stomp at bottom, so he's going to have nothing to go after the Radiant heroes here. He's basically all out of mana without any regen.
He could be dead here. He doesn't have Dark Pact, but I don't know if he's going to need it. Yeah, here comes the Night Stalker, and he should be dead.
Yeah, could not do enough there. Double Edge, not really enough to stop that aggression from the Radiant side. And he will end up falling for the first blood here at bottom. Good rotation in by the Night Stalker to just make him feel really bad. Probably could have worked with his positioning a little bit. Probably could have hit a stun earlier so that he wasn't out of mana. But in any case, That's going to be the Centaur Warrunner going down at bottom.
I think the Dire needs to get a ward somewhere in their jungle, so that they can see these Night Stalker rotations. Sure, looking at the rune is great, but he didn't even notice that the Disruptor had that Invis rune to begin with. So if he's not going to look at the runes, he should have placed the wards somewhere so that he can see the rotations from the Night Stalker.
Yeah, you're talking about the rune around the river. Like you said, it really doesn't give a whole lot of vision. And maybe that like small little corridor in the Radiant Jungle. But yeah. In any case, he wasn't able to use the information, didn't have enough information, and ends up going down.
Okay, well, Necrophos just like semi-pulled mid creeps for a second.
I did see
Not
that
sure.
earlier in a game today. You can kind of pull the creeps around when the lane is getting pushed a bit so that you can pull it back. That's a pretty good reason to do it. I believe I saw that in Complexity versus FDL. Should be an interesting tactic if we start seeing teams do it, but I don't think it was actually meant to happen in this game.
Yeah, I do like how Maxi is coming over and harassing this Tide at the camp. He's gonna fall. He's gonna get off the
Oh
load
yeah,
here.
there's a
He
haste
should
rune
be
from
dead,
Puck.
and down he goes. That was really well played from Maxi.
Oh, and there's
And
going to
then
be a Dream
the
Coil for the Night Stalker. Mini stun goes out, and with the haste rune expiring for Actario, it's really time for him to get out. Uses the phase shift, gets out, and Night Stalker is just hit to smack a creep around. He does actually some pretty significant damage with 77 base damage or damage per hit.
I don't know if he should have committed the Dream Coil there. Sure, it's a fairly low cooldown, but was it necessary to escape? Not necessarily, and there was no kill potential there.
Yeah, maybe he thought there was a little bit more help from his team.
And they're putting a lot of pressure early onto this tier 1 top. Tide are going to try to take some of this farm.
Disruptor is now rotated over to the top lane to help out Tungleer. He's currently sitting at level 4. Actually, the Disruptor is out-leveling the Tide Hunter. So I guess the Disruptor is going to help the Tide stay alive, but they may try to look for a couple of kills. And Juggernaut knows this, so he's also rotated back to the tower and does not want to be out too far. This is actually going to hurt his farm quite a bit. Puck is rotating over to bottom, has a full bottle, he's going to use it, and he's got a Dream Coil up for the Night Stalker. He's trying to get up to level 6, but the Puck is just going to turn tail and run, decides that he doesn't want to go after just a Night Stalker. Some interesting movements around the map right now. It does allow the Centaur Warrunner to get a couple of levels, sitting at level 7 right now, and he's getting some good farm as well. He's actually second on the last hits after rotation away by Slark.
Yeah. He's going to go for that early Vanguard. I do like it on this hero much better than on that Void. He is a far ahead. I do like this instead of just going for the straight blink. Give him some survivability. He should still have like relatively decent blink timing. Foregoing a Vanguard first. And he has more last hits than the safe lane Slark as a solo Centaur, so he has won the lane for sure. I'd say both the side lanes have gone very heavily in favor of Easy Pugna. Dreamson, as you can see, he's dominating the last. He has 25 more CS at 7.5 minutes than the leader of the Radiant. Once again, Dreamson getting off to a magnificent start.
There's going to be a charge used at bottom. They're trying to chase down Zapped, and Centaur doesn't want to go for the double edge to try to take Slark down. It would have been very close. Probably would have taken one auto attack and then the double edge to kill Slark, but he's just not going to do it.
And it is 8 minutes and Slark is still not level 6. Oh. Tried that double edge there.
Yeah, he's still very low. Very close to being down. There's going to be a
Okay,
rotation over from the Puck and Necrophos currently level 4, and Puck is going to get scouted out by a nice Observer Ward. Here comes the Illusory Orb, and the glimpse was there from Disruptor, so Zapda's going to go into the trees, not regenning at all. Hectario gets a Dream Coil and a Silence. Zapda's very low, gets taken down by the Puck, and now it's kind of the Disruptor and Night Stalker left underneath the tower to try to go up against the Centaur Warner, but he's extremely tanky here. Let's see if Razor is actually able to do anything on the backside. I think the Dire are
I don't
trying
think
to
he
get...
can do anything. He doesn't. He's got his treads coming on the courier, but I don't know. This is not a good start for Lutefisk. Last game they were able to get some kills early and they pull it off late. Here they're not even getting those kills. They need to make something happen here. They cannot just let the Centaur out farm their Slark and Dreams, and again free farming.
Tidehunter is nearly level 6. We'll get it with this creep wave, so possibly with the Ravage, Lutefisk are going to be able to do a little bit more on the map. But Hectare is actually looking very good on the Puck, and I don't know how much they're going to be able to get back into the game against this Vanguard first Centaur with a very good start. Still going to continue on in this match, hitting the 10-minute mark right now. Juggernaut will continue to farm on the top lane, and Razor's gone up there. Razor's pretty good at forcing the Juggernaut out of lane, but he does have to remember that if anyone... Yeah, Omni Slash won't be enough to take him down, but if someone else were to rotate over to help the Juggernaut, that could definitely be a dead Razor. Centaur is going to use the charge and finds a double edge on the Slark to get the kill. Glimpse not enough to get him away.
Man, this is not what you like to see on your Slark at 10 minutes. Brown boots and Aquila with the Orb of Venom. Oh,
yeah.
not a good start.
It's actually interesting how Centaur matches up against Slark in lane. So if there isn't a very strong support combo, and I guess with the Night Stalker there, it's not going to be that strong for Team Lutefisk. The Centaur is able to use some good return against Slark. Double Edge is going to take him pretty low. And, I mean, Slark is going to get the Essence Shift stacks, but he's still going to have to go through the return damage. So he's basically taking some equal damage for what he's giving.
Centaur
Static
should be
lane.
dead here.
Could be, but they're going to have to go pretty deep for it.
Up.
Is Razor going to be able to get the damage? Oh, he's going to get stunned up by the cask underneath the tower, and the Plasma Field is not enough to finish him off because it's just out of range. Puck getting out as well. They are not able to find any kills there, even with a 3-man rotation.
That's why having level 6, not having level 6 on your Slark at 11 minutes really kills you. He could have dove that tower, gotten the pounce off, and then used Shadow Dance to get away after getting the kill on the Centaur. Instead, has to turn around. Very under-leveled and under-farmed on the Slark. While Dreams in again for the second game in a row on this Juggernaut. Just free farming. 81 CS. Next highest in the CS is his own teammate. 44 is the highest for... He's almost doubling them at 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It looks like he's not going to go for the Battle Fury either this game.
It would seem that they have not learned their lesson from game number 1, as they are letting the Juggernaut push all the way up to a tier 2 tower, and all they're sending over there to deal with him is a Night Stalker.
Yep. Yeah, Night Stalker can't do anything. He's level 6. Jug's level 9. You know, I don't know.
Jug is also going to rotate over to mid. We're going to see a little bit of a dive onto the tower. Sinichi is here. He's got a charge available, but he's now been silenced up by the Night Stalker. Moo getting very low. Well, Lutefisk are going to take down the Witch Doctor, and Hectaria is going to get an orb right into the enemy team, and he's going to jaunt to the other side. It's almost like they didn't realize that he had a ball going through. And, well, it's a 1-for-1 at bottom with the supports going down, and Juggernaut is just free to push mid. There's going to be a TP here.
He's going to be... If it's low, just Omni. He could have... If he Omni'd there, Razor was dead.
Yeah, and even if... Well, he was a little bit short on mana, so he'd only have enough for one Omni Slash and then a spin. He wouldn't have enough for both, and even so, Well, he's gone for 4 levels into the Blade Fear, so that probably would have been enough to finish off the Razor, but
I bet
it's
you
still
he's
very
using one of those
difficult.
builds from the, in the top little book thing. I bet you he's using one of those builds because he's done the exact same thing in totally different situations. Now 2 games in a row. Well, actually not totally different situations, but same skill build.
Slark is going to get a leap onto Sunichi, and Sunichi is going to get silenced once again. That is
He's
probably going
gone.
to be the Centaur going down the way of Team Lutefisk, but once again, they rotate 2 heroes over to do it. Luckily, though, Easy Pugna aren't really doing that much around the map.
This Slark is dead. But I was just saying, he was starting to get some gold going until he just stands there and gets destroyed by the puck. I must say, Hectario is playing very well on his puck.
And he's got a
4-0,
very fast Blink Dagger.
Blink Dagger. Oh, Invis Necro. They should try to make that happen this Tide. A little bit of burst damage and an ultimate, and this Tide Hunter's down. And that would open up a lot of windows for pushing and team fighting while he's down with the extended death timer.
Well, they may get something else here. Centaur gets a stomp. He's got a charge available, but Necrophos was a little bit too far away. If he can get a charge onto the Tide Hunter, it would be a pretty good target for them. He's just not going to use it right now, and all 5 members for Team Lutefisk are here on the bottom lane. They need to get out. Right now, it feels like Team Lutefisk are getting pulled around the map a little bit too much. They're not forcing anything. They're not forcing fights. They're not taking towers. And Easy Pugna are just taking advantage of that.
I think that Jug should have gone for the Battle Fury here. It really could have increased his farm lead to a point where he would dominate the game. I still think he has the possibility to. However, he's 0-0-0. He really needs to get involved here. He's got a lot of farm. He's got an advantage. They should make something of that advantage and start fighting.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see them 5-man for some towers, but they're doing some pretty good 4-man Dota right now. I mean, especially with the Centaur. You just want to run at the other team, stop their farm, make it so that Slark doesn't get anything. Once Slark starts to get a little bit of gold, he can start to pick up. We might see a go here. Moo throws out the stun, so we avoid. But we thought is just going to get away.
If Slark does get his Shadow Blade up, that could be bad news for the Witch Doctor. Because once he gets his Shadow Blade up, he's sort of a support eater. He can sort of find his way back into the game if he plays it right. Going after this Necro, not so much the Necro who has a sustain from the heal, but the Witch Doctor could be a relatively easy target, being pretty squishy for the Slark once he gets a Shadow Blade online.
I wouldn't necessarily say that once he gets the Shadow Blade, because even then, like, he puts 1 hit onto the Witch Doctor throws out the Cask, Maledict, and then Death Ward, and at that point, Slark is going to be pretty low, and he's forced to use the ultimate. And then, so this is a situation where Slark kind of becomes a support killer, and it's actually not that effective because he's got the rest of the Easy Pugna team to worry about. So there's going to be the stomp. No Death Pact used, or Dark Pact, and well, Slark is just going to go right down. It's a little bit weird that you would try to break the tether without going for the Purge off.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Purge works on the tether anyway.
Well, no, you can't purge the tether off, but you can purge the stun.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I really want to see Necro get. I don't think Necro's got an ult off yet. I would like to see an ult come out from him pretty soon. Hopefully, I would say they want to target the Tidehunter with it. He's probably their biggest threat to anything they're trying to do right now. But maybe he dies to level 11 on. I'm not sure level.
Well, he's around 2 many creeps right now. There's kind of no chance of the Juggernaut being able to pick that off. But what the Juggernaut should be doing right now is joining his team bottom and possibly be able to team fight with him.
I mean, he's occupying. Oh, there's a smoked Razor. What? I don't know what that Razor was. Razor solo smoked and then runs into vision and then TPs away.
Well, Tidehunter is going to spit on the Makesy. There's going to be a leap and it hits. Makesy is not going to be able to get an ultimate off like that. And Easy Pugna are just going to back away. They're not taking care of their advantage at all. And there's going to be a glimpse. They've taken back Moo, and Moo is not going to be a cow for too much longer. But actually, he is going to be able to get away with a nice charge spent by the Centaur War Runner. And yeah, Slark not able to find anything, especially with that Invis rune. I'm not really sure why Juggernaut doesn't join the rest of the team. I feel like at this point, with the Manta style up, it's very easy for him to do well here.
I'm just wondering why he decided not to game. He had easy lane. He had a ton of farm. He's got almost 10k net worth at 20 minutes. He should just. I don't know. I felt like he should have gone for the Battle Fury to increase the distance between him and the Slark.
Well, if his team is going to end the game fairly early, I don't mind him going for items like a Sanjin Yasha, a Manta style, maybe a very early Basher. I think it works for him, and if he's really trying to put some pressure onto the Slark and the rest of the Radiant side, it kind of works. But with his playstyle right now, it definitely makes a lot more sense for him to go for a Battle Fury, because he's not really going for any towers with his team. They're not going for team fights. They're just kind of sitting back.
Exactly. Now I'm thinking, like, if he doesn't go for the Battle Fury, he goes straight for the Manta. I think he should have gone for like a drum, give his team a little bit to give himself a little more sustain, as well as a little larger mana pool. As you see, he's still relatively small in the mana pool. He can't use all. Wait, can he? He can barely use all 3 of his spells with a full mana pool. I think a drum would have been a good like, if he's not going to go for the Battle Fury, I would suggest drum.
Well, he is going to be getting a Diffusal Blade, so that can help him out a
Oh,
little.
that will help. Yes.
A rotation over to bottom. Sonichi could be in trouble. He's got a Blink Dagger, and he blinks right into the Radiant squad. Glimpse is going to go back, but it's going to take him back to lane, and he's going to run right towards them. I have no idea why you would run right towards where you know where the enemy is. However, on the top lane, they get a much better kill onto the Slark. We can take a look right now. I actually have no idea why the Centaur was running the ways that he did in the last fight. Like, he still had a little bit left on the charge when he got taken to bottom. So in that case, I would probably run towards the, like, more towards the bottom lane, not right into the enemy.
What is that scan?
They are pushing the tower. They want to see if there's anyone possibly to defend the tower.
But they are all 4. This is not a trade they're going to want to take. Possibly damage onto a tier 3 for tier 1. They want to get back. They need to get back right now.
Well, yeah, the question is for Easy Pugna, though, how much are they going to commit to this? Because Centaur's already TPing mid. I guess they're going to go for the tier 2 mid and try to take the last remaining outer.
Yeah, let them have the tier 1 bottom. Just take this tier 2, and it is a much more favorable trade for Easy Pugna.
You know, personally, if I saw the other team going for my tier 1, I would just go tier 3 and say, you know what, this tower is a lot more valuable than yours.
Yeah, if they went, see, they TP'd back now. They did get the tier 1, however. Static Link.
Yeah, Static Link and the Tether hits on the 2, and Makesie's going to get immediately cleaned up, but there's a beautiful Death Ward from the trees, and the Dream Coil. They're going right for the Radiant squad, and yeah, this Juggernaut is absolutely ridiculous at this point. Finishing up the Diffusal Blade and the Manta style, he doesn't even need a Battle Fury to cleave right through the Radiant squad, and just a ridiculous amount of damage there. Omni Slash onto a couple. I didn't even realize there was Radiant side this match.
Need creeps.
Well, they will have their creeps now, and they've taken the tower pretty low. So
they can just keep going. I don't think there's buybacks.
There's buybacks on 3 out of 4.
Yeah, they've got buybacks. But what can a Slark do at this point? He can't do anything. He doesn't deal any damage.
Well, it's a nice zoning kinetic field right here to stop the push, but the Manta style is there from Dreamson, and he definitely does significant damage to the tower. Forced to use a Fortify, and Easy Pugna gonna back up. They possibly could go for a
Roche.
Yeah, a Roche right now.
That should be the play. They should make their way over there. Take the Roche, come right back, take tier 3, take Rax, easy GG. I think that's what they should go for. Except it looks like the Jug's gonna sit his sights elsewhere.
Yeah, I would definitely go for Roche here.
Out the Roche here. Hectario, I think they want to do it.
Well, the Centaur is a stand-in. Or sorry, the Juggernaut is a stand-in, so it
Oh.
kind of makes sense that they're not really on the same page with the rest of the team.
And there could be a coincidence. The Juggernaut's a stand-in and is also seems to be significantly more skilled than the rest of the players in this game right now. Like his farming has been so efficient throughout the last 2 games.
Oh, Static Storm gets dropped down, and Necrophos once again is going to go get out of here. Puck is the next one to fall, and the Centaur is nowhere near. Again, a beautiful Death Ward from Moo. And are they going to get the no? Zapt is able to go into the ultimate.
Oh, he's dead.
They need to get the double edge though. Dreamson walks in. He's got the Omni Slash. He's going for a couple of hears, and now he's forced to spin away. They're just being very disorganized here. I have no idea why the Centaur wasn't in that fight. Can they take down Dreamson? The leap is there, and Zapt is going to finish him off. Now there's one last member for them to find, and the glimpse is going to bring him back. Sinichi, is he able to do enough? Silenced by Night Stalker, and that is going to end the full... Oh my god.
He got the Slark!
He finds the Slark, and the Gush will finish him off.
Oh, and the taunt.
No, that actually automatically plays since it was a full 5-man team wipe.
Oh, yeah. You see that taunt?
Yeah, it automatically plays right after the team wipe, and that was a 5,600 gold change going the way of Team Lutefisk.
I'd say that was a throw from Pugna. How long are you guys going to stand around Roche before you do anything? You're off the map. You just took a tier... Like... You'd have to be absolute imbeciles as the Radiant to not think about, wow, they might be doing Roche. They go over there. They catch him out of position. They just started on Roche for some reason, and they punish him. That's what happens when you make those, you're too hesitant with your plays.
Yeah, I don't know if I would flame them that hard, but definitely the Dire should have gone right for the Roche pit as soon as they decide that they were going to back up.
Looks like an Abyssal is going to be coming out for the Jug here. He's got the Vanguard. However, the Necrophos in this game, he's all right, but I don't really. His positioning so far in these team fights has not been great. He's been one of the first to fall so far in every team fight. And I don't. Has he gotten his? I think he's gotten his ult off once.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Not even seen once. It might not even have been once. He needs to stay in the back. If he has to get a blink dagger so that he can jump in and then use his ult, that's always a possibility.
I don't think he needs a blink dagger. He should be fine without it positioning wise. He just needs to not get stuck out in the middle of everything. Like standing in the Roche pit, maybe I get a little bit, but I mean,
over here when they were fighting in mid,
right
at the tier 2 here, he was standing in the middle of the fight and gets picked off first. Unable to, the Tidehunter got really low. He could have taken him out. Instead, he still
good
got off the
initiation from Easy Pugna. There's going to be a stomp, a double edge on the 3 heroes, and the charge is going to get used to get Hectario out of there. And look at the base. Juggernaut is going for the towers, and Team Lutefisk, they are not even worried about it at all. Is Pugna able to get off any disrupts here? No, they're just going to send the Juggernaut illusions in and take off half the tower's HP.
What does Slark work for here next? Does he go try to get into a Scotty? Like,
Well, he's very close to an ultimate orb. It will help him stay alive a little bit longer. Try to battle up against these supports for Easy Pugna, which is really what he's up against. And at this point, I think they're pretty far behind enough that going for the ultimate orbs for the Scotty isn't going to hurt him too much.
He should, I think he should make it into a Silver Edge first, then disassemble. Because the Silver Edge will give him a little bit of burst right in the beginning. A couple squishy heroes for Easy Pugna. That Necro and the Witch Doctor would start for the bursting them down. That Silver Edge could help out a little bit. And then just obviously turn that into the Scotty with the disassemble.
Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty good for the Slark to build up the Silver Edge and then disassemble it later for the Scotty. There's really no harm in doing that. Pretty much, it's only 300 gold for the Silver Edge recipe, so it's basically just 300 gold down the drain if you end up disassembling it. I mean, really
what
fine.
you do is you put the recipe back in your base, and if it gets to that point in the game, you can use that again as like a 6th slot.
Well, this looks to be the same story once again. Tidehunter blinks in with the Rouge, and the Stagstormer is there, but they're able to get away. And Dreamson is going to spin, taking the static link off of him. Tongweir is going to get hit with the ultimate, doesn't actually take him down. And are they able to find enough damage here? Zapch goes into the ultimate mix. He is trying to get out of it. He has stayed alive for much longer than he usually does in the team fights. But what is happening on the other side of this? Juggernaut, he's at full health. He's going to blink forward, goes for the spin, trying to hit Haggle, but his, yep, there's a Diffusal Blade, and is Dreamson able to find the damage? His, what is that? Auto attack damage, his armor is getting lower because of the Razor ultimate, and now another Diffusal Blade. Double Edge finishes off. That's a couple of kills for the Dire side there, and a pretty good fight from them. Yeah, please take Roche.
Finish it.
Please take it.
Please finish it. Don't lose another team fight. Don't let the Slark snatch it, which I don't think he's going to even go and try to contest.
Well, he probably could do that.
He could go. Oh, the Dire does have a ward here, and they would see it coming most likely. And if he Shadow Blade bladed by there, there's a good possibility that Juggernaut is actually Samuel Jackson. He's in everything.
Yeah, it probably doesn't help a whole lot to read the chat because this is going to happen 5 minutes later.
Oh, rip. You're right.
In any case, Easy Pugna finish off the Roche finally in this match, and that is going to be a pause from
Somebody's screen turn off again?
Yeah, we might have another dead screen.
Dead screen. This time, at least it's not in the middle of a team fight.
Yeah, after that team wipe, the gold and net worth went a little bit towards the side of Lutefisk, but it's still going the way of Easy Pugna. Just a little bit better at the mechanics, better at farming the map, better at efficiency, and their lineup, if they actually work together, they can clearly win these fights. It's just we're not really seeing that right now.
Yeah, the farming efficiency from Easy Pugna, well, more so just the Juggernaut, has been so much better. Even with that team fight, they're still gonna maintain their advantage and continually grow their advantage. I think it's gonna be hard for Easy Pugna to lose this game, unless you got 7 deaths already over on this line. He's really got Shadow Blade at 30. They need to punish it. They need this group as 5. They need to try to take some objectives here. They can't just sit around. They could just sit around and farm. But they have a great advantage right now. I don't see why they just don't make something of it. Looks like it's going to be a Veil coming out from the...
It's always weird if games start to go late with the Necrophos on the side, and there's going to be a...
Yeah, because it's...
Well, no. Lutefisk are just running up. They're going to catch out Hectari, who is going to use the silence, but doesn't go into the phase shift, doesn't go for an orb. And now Lutefisk are just free to go into the side. Centaur Warrunner ult still available. Makesy trying to make his way out. Makesy his way out. And he does. Lutefisk are just left on the mid lane. That was kind of weird. I have no idea why the puck did nothing there. There were definitely a couple of things that he could have done to get out of it. In any case, Lutefisk just go in the mid lane. And there could be a good push onto the tier 2 tower here.
Dreamson needs to come back. Or blink onto a cliff. I mean, that works too. What?
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on over here.
Oh my
he's
goodness.
Just gonna watch the tower go down. He's forced to blink away. He doesn't have a TP right now, and the Aegis is I mean, that's basically the only... No, it's fine for a bit. I have no idea what he's actually doing right now. He's going to be picking up an Abyssal soon.
Yeah. I mean, that should help, especially lock down the Slark. If you can get it, time it so that the Dark Pact isn't going off, that's great lockdown for the Slark. Keeps him out of his ult. And they can burst him down pretty quickly, especially with the Necrophos ult. Looks like they're going to try to push this here mid.
Well, with the Aegis, they certainly have the tools to be able to do it, and his whole team is going to be here this time. I still think that Lutefisk have basically no way to go into this dire lineup. Dreamson has the Manta style available. He's going to get spit on by the Tidehunters. Okay, he decides not to use the blink to get away, but he is going to force out the Static Storm, puts down a Kitty Cat. I guess he's just going to wait for his damage to come back. Spinning around in the mid lane, getting healed up, and he's going to go back for the tower. And the kinetic field a little bit off the mark this time. It does kind of zone the heroes out. Okay, Stomp hits Slark. There's going to be a double edge, and Puck gets a silence for the kill, completely blowing up the Slark.
Nice
But
Ravage, though.
here is going to be a 4-man Ravage from the Tidehunter. Oh, Haggis, he's getting very low, and beautiful Death Ward from the low ground by Moo. He gets stunned up by the Night Stalker, but the Night Stalker is just completely out of here. Couple buybacks for the Radiant side, and Zapt is back into the fight. He's got his ultimate available. All the cores are buying back here. This is a very expensive fight for Team Lutefisk, but Easy Pugna, they don't even care. They've only lost the Witch Doctor, and they're going right for the racks. Puck with the silence, Puck with the orb out. He's going to get away. And he's just harassing out Team Lutefisk at this point. Just listen to the glorious sound of the Juggernaut illusion smacking down the barracks.
I really want to know why Slark has 3,100 gold, reliable gold, sitting in the bank. That's so counterproductive. Like, he needs something.
Oh,
He needs
Slark could get caught out there. There's going to be a
gone.
stun. He's right underneath the Sentry Ware, and he's got no way out of this
that
one.
should
70
be
seconds on the sideline. Dreamson goes forward, but he figures out that there's nothing else for him to find there, except for maybe a couple towers.
I'm not sure if there is anything that Lutefisk can do now. They don't have their Puck. I mean, Jesus, they don't have their Slark.
Centaur ultimate is going to be used. There's a
looks
glimpse back for Makesy. Can he stay alive? Makesy does not have enough mana for anything else. That's going to be another double edge that hits, and GG is called. Easy Pugna take this one in 2 games. In about 30-minute games each time. And right now, just the Dreamson stand-in is very strong in the league. He's taking out a lot of teams. And Easy Pugna come out on top in this best-of-3 set against Team Lutefisk.
Smooth 2-0. You know, they didn't take my advice of do not let Juggernaut punished for a 2nd game in a row. Well played by Easy Pugna.
Well played indeed, and that's going to be it for us for now. With these LD2SL games, we don't really have a whole lot going on. We're in the playoffs right now, but as more teams get eliminated from the tournament, there are going to be fewer and fewer games, especially at the beginning of the week. So I'm going to be on a bit of a trip soon. On Tuesday, I'm leaving for the beautiful state of West Virginia. Don't ever go there. Yeah, don't ever go there. I'll be out for about a week, but I will be back after that with some more casting, some more interesting things happening. Thank you all for the support. This has been Pythian and Grapefruit, wishing you, as always, cheers.